Hey guys. So, I was listening to the radio earlier, and surprise, surprise, the dictator of Iran thinks that Donald Trump shows signs of mental retardation. And some of his reasonings were because his support for Israel, because he said stuff like, why would someone support an oppressive dictator or oppressive state such as Israel? Because we got to keep in mind that the Democrats and a lot of the Islamic dominant nation states, they talk bad about Israel like Israel's this growing empire, when the reality is it's not. It's really not. They just are very salty that they haven't eradicated Israel from the face of the planet yet. Anyway, he also showed sides of him doing the trade war with China is foolish. Him doing this, basically being a nationalist, America first, is also foolish, because he said stuff like, we are a global economy now, and so we all must work together. He goes on and on and on. But, surprise, surprise, a lot of the left's media and left-stream politics are coming out and going, yeah, the dictator of Iran's got it. He's got it to the T. People, I want y'all to think about something for a second. The dictator of Iran has made it very clear that he is no ally of America, or he is no ally of the West in general, alright? You're talking about a nation that's called, I think, the Rogue Nation, and it has earned that title for a reason. This is a country that wants to send a nuclear device into the heartland of Israel, because unfortunately the reality is one good nuclear strike can destroy all of Jerusalem, while we would need like a couple hundred to take out all of Iran. You get where I'm coming with this. It's also from a state that has clearly, though they've not been punished for it, but they have supported tons of terrorist organizations that have been against the West. Not just America, but this, I'm also including Europe in this as well. You got to think about this. But, why should we take the word of this dictator? Why should we take the word of anything that he says? Why should we believe anything he says? Well, it's because now he's saying the right things. And honestly, he knows for a fact that if Democrats get in power next year during the elections, they are going to reinstate the nuclear Iran deal. He's going to get tons and tons and tons of money from the Democrats, and guess where that money's going to go? It's going to go straight to their nuclear arms program. Why is that? Because their goal is to get the bomb, to get a nuclear or atomic warhead. And the crazy thing is they'll actually use it. This is what blows my mind. Look, America used the bomb during World War II. Yes, but has any other nation used a nuclear device on any other nation since then? No. Now, why did we use it on Japan? Well, mainly because it was a new experimental warhead, and we didn't know what the fuck it was going to do. In fact, they were so scared of this bomb that, they thought it would incinerate the whole planet, which, it didn't. But anyway, my point is, yes, nations have nuclear arms, but the thing is, no one has used it against another nation since then. But the problem with Iran is they would use it, because in their belief, and this is embedded in their culture and their religious belief, that they must purge Jerusalem and Israel. They must purge the West and any ally of Israel or Jerusalem. They have to eradicate them. And if they get the bomb, they'll just use it, because that's like the greatest and most efficient way to launch or, to destroy your enemy, destroy cities, capitals. Now, what could happen if that happens? Well, the reality is, if Iran launches a missile, a nuclear device, other nations might start launching their devices, and other nations will start launching their devices in retaliation, and it would be a domino effect. Now, some of y'all might be watching this and go, dude, that's just conspiracy talk. That's fucking retarded. Why would you do this? Well, it's because there's a lot of nations in this world that absolutely hate other nations. Like China hates Japan. Now, China knows for a fact they can't go to war with Japan because America would step in, because Japan has been our ally for a long time now. But it would be a domino effect, because Iran would launch theirs, then Israel would, I would hope, probably launch something back, because, you know, the domino effect, and then other nations might look at that and go, well, crap, if they're launching theirs, pull the key, hit the button. You see where I'm going with it? It would be a domino effect, and God only knows what could come from that. The erratic... If you want the world to fall out and not the fun stuff of Fallout, that is how you get the world to fall out, without the fun stuff. Look, Donald Trump is not mentally retarded. Does he do things that even I myself as a Trump supporter go, dude, what the fuck? Yes, absolutely. But the thing is, he's done well for the nation, and with the trade war with China, yes, it's hurting the agricultural department. I understand this. You know, I understand that a lot of farmers are suffering under this trade deal. Now, why is that? Well, it's because China has a lot of people, and they cannot support their population off, you know, just Chinese-grown food alone. But, you know, they were getting exports from American Agriculture Department. You know, the farmers market was actually doing well with China, but when Trump came into the trade wars, they started suffering. But at the same time, you know, China's basically been using the American dollar to build up their militaries and everything else. And we see what's happening in Hong Kong. Honestly, why should we support anything that China does, especially when they're trying to go for this big brother communist, we control everything, we know better than you state? But of course, the Democrats are right up on that. And as I said, a lot of the left-wing media, they're supporting what the Iran dictator has to say. You know, all you got to do is say the right buzzwords, the right keywords, and you will become an ally of the left, despite the fact if you truly are a racist or a sexist. You know, even if your culture or country truly does oppress women and stuff like that, which it does. In the Islamic belief and culture, women are basically second-class citizens. I mean, God, look how long it took, what was it, Syria? I think it was Syria that finally started to let women drive on their own, and cars have been out since like the 1940s, if not, 1920s, somewhere around there, when the first automobiles were starting to be developed. That's a long time for women not being able to drive, folks. But hey, they're finally still being able to drive, though they still gotta wear the full headgear, and they can't go many places without a man. Yeah, you figured if the feminists wanted to fight a patriarchy, that'd be it. You know, that would be the one. Anyway, guys, as said, I just wanted to share my quick thoughts on this. As an Iran dictator coming out saying Donald Trump's mentally retarded, not surprising. The left coming out and supporting what this guy says, also not surprising. This is a clown world. This is truly a clown world where people on the Democratic side and the left-wing media would rather support an actual dictatorship that truly actually wants to do harm on other nations than a man who's just trying to do what he feels is right. And honestly, love or hate him, the economy, it is doing better, and people actually have a sense of purpose. Again, I'll say. Anyway, folks, I'll see y'all later.